Hello, fellow followers. Welcome back to FanZcene. Greg here, and today I have for you: Americans are beginning to get streaming fatigue. Yes, around these parts, I'm not a huge streaming fan, but I know a lot of people out there, a lot of Americans, and a lot of people across the world love streaming because of its ease and comfort. But it looks like some people are starting to get fed up with streaming and are cutting back, especially here in the US of A. So I'm going to bring up this article I saw earlier from reviews.org. And basically this is, this website covers about how to go through your like digital, stuff, banking, cable, streaming, and stuff like that. And we're going to go over this little bit here they have about where it starts by saying how much do streaming service cost per month. And this is what we're going to go over here. It says, according to our survey, the average American spends $42.38 per month on their streaming subscriptions, racking up to $508.56 per year, 56% per year, and $30,513.60 over a lifetime. Holy jeez, people. That's a lot of money to spend on streaming. That's a lot of money. To me, I think it's, I think you're spending about the same if you're buying, a physical copy of your favorite movie, right? I'm not talking about collecting, but if you're buying a couple copies of your favorite movies, it's that seems like a better deal than paying for all that money for streaming. But anyways, it continues by saying the cost has decreased by 23% since our previous report. What that means, that doesn't mean the cost of streaming has decreased by 23%. What that means is 23% of Americans have cut streaming is what this really means. Not the cost of streaming is cut. The 23% of Americans have really cut into streaming. They've cut it off, they stopped it, or they've canceled a few services here and there. And this continued by saying, which may come as a surprise given the possibility that you probably signed up for multiple apps to keep up with all the current shows, or you rewatch your favorite series when it bounces to a new platform. Which is funny because we did cover here not too long ago that most people aren't really watching new stuff on streaming. They're basically watching old shows. So that's basically what I see people doing is they're canceling streaming services, borrowing streaming services to watch their favorite old shows. Once again, wouldn't buying your favorites on a physical copy just be better than paying all that money to a streaming service? And this continues by saying a total of 27.8% of Americans report experiencing streaming fatigue, defined as the exact feeling of being overwhelmed with the increasing number of streaming apps. Once again, just because it's ease and comfort and everything is at your fingertips doesn't mean it's always great. And yes, I know those numbers may not seem high, but in the long run of things, it's a sign. It's a sign that things coming. I'm gonna go ahead and pop that off here, and I'm gonna give you some of my thoughts on this. Right now, I would love to say that this is due to people buying more physical media. The reality of this is that most people, like I mentioned earlier, they're either canceling one streaming services, going to another, using their families. I know password sharing is cracked down, but there's ways around it, or there people are pirating, which I've covered that on the channel before. There's so many, like the whole point of like the studios never wanting you to have a physical copy is pirating. Now people are pirating more than ever. People say, well, with streaming and everything at your fingertips, why is pirating just because everything's at your fingertips doesn't mean everything is at your fingertips. Once again, not everything is on streaming, and as soon as it's put out there, people could copy that and make files of that and share it out for free, and nobody has to pay for it. So pirating is on the rise. Also, we did learn that Tubi was actually beating Disney Plus in streaming. It was actually being watched. I think only Netflix was watched more than Tubi this past year. But Tubi, like free services, I can't remember what they're called, like Fast Bites or something. That was what they're called. But services like Tubi are really gaining ground. More people watching Tubi, and that's funny because Tubi is more like, yes, it's a free streaming service, but it's more like a cable. It's more like a cable channel, and it's run like an old times TV station type thing more than it is run like a Netflix or a Disney Plus or something like that. But also, just so you guys know that physical media sales did not decline as much this past year in 2024 as it did in 2023. Physical media sales, yes, they have declined, which I know that sounds bad, but it's actually leveling out like I've covered here not too long ago. So there is signs of hope for physical media. I know, recently, which I didn't do a video on, and I apologize for that, but like the LG player has stopped making the Blu-ray player, and then that freaked a lot of people out. Oh my God, what we're going to do this is that once again, physical media is dead. That so many people, as soon as they hear that, physical media is dead, right? No, physical media is not dead. Just because LG stopped making a Blu-ray player does not mean there aren't other people still making Blu-ray players. Sony is still making Blu-ray players. There are other companies still making Blu-ray players. There are still people buying physical media. If physical media was truly dead or dying, they would not be selling it anywhere. Yes, what the biggest problems facing physical media are, streaming. But as we see, people are starting to get fed up with streaming. But also lack of buying, lack of places to buy physical media, brick and mortar stores. A lot of that's all been taken away. And also, I know people have complained about the prices of physical media because yes, a lot of prices of physical media is through the roof at this moment in time. But I'm to be honest with you, I don't feel sorry for these streaming services. I'm really happy to hear that so many people, especially in America, I don't know yeah, I know I have a lot of viewers from the UK and Australia and stuff, and especially Australia's been hit hard by physical media with the loss of that. Like, but they still have it. They have Umbrella and so many other places, but like people, like the American companies, don't want to sell physical media down there anymore. It's ridiculous. But I love seeing that the streaming services are taking hit. I'm sorry, I just do. I just do. And I'm glad that people are experiencing this streaming fatigue. And I see daily basis. Yes, I know some people won't agree with me or some people won't like this, but I do see on a daily basis that people are saying, why did we ever give up physical media or Blu-rays or DVDs? Basically, they say DVDs because DVDs is what people, the average consumer buys. Why did we ever give up DVDs for streaming? Exactly. And then that like hurts my brain because they'll say that and then they'll go and they'll watch Netflix and they'll watch Hulu and they're like, why did we ever give it up DVDs? This is the future I envisioned, subbing to 5 different streaming services or to just to watch my favorite TV shows or movies. Buy your favorite TV shows or movies on a DVD. There's still DVD players out there. There's still Blu-ray players out there. There's new 4K players out there. It may be becoming scarce at certain points in stores, but it's still out there. You can still find it. And I want to tell people, if you want to get back into physical media, once again, people always assume I'm telling people to buy everything, and I'm not. Once again, buy your favorites on whatever form you like: DVD, Blu-ray, 4K, VHS. Thrift stores, secondhand stores are a great way to start a physical media collection or to at least find your favorites and to get a DVD player, stuff like that. Walmart's still selling them, DVD players and Blu-ray players and stuff like that. So there's still options for them out there. And I just find it funny that, streaming has taken a bit of a hit. I mean, they're still successful. They're still going, they're not really going anywhere, but streaming has taken a hit. People are cutting out the streaming. They're finding other ways around. They're going to like old school, like Tubi, which I don't hate on Tubi other than some of the times when I found out they edit some of their movies. But Tubi is like old school cable. And like I said, it's run like a TV network more than it is like a streaming network. So don't really hate on Tubi at all, really, other than some of the editing. But I love the fact that people are going to things like that, or even going back to physical media and I want to say cutting the cord, but they're not cutting the cord. They're cutting the digital cord, as it were. But then, what do you guys think about this? Seriously, are you guys one of those Americans or somebody from another country? Because I know, like I said, once again, I know I have all eyes from all countries on my channel. Are you guys out there cutting the streaming back? Are you finding it hard to pay all that money for streaming with the prices raising of streaming and paying like over $30,000 a year? I mean, dang, I feel like I spend that much just on physical media, and I never want to watch for things. I have everything I want to watch. And that's like a yearly basis. So like that's insane to me. That's insane to me. But seriously, I want to know your guys' thoughts. This isn't about bashing streaming or about bashing physical media or saying physical media is dead or streaming is dead, because none of that is true. I just want to know your honest opinions as a person. Are you fed up with streaming? Are you cutting streaming? Are you going to more free streaming services like Tubi? Are you going back to physical media? Or have you gotten rid of all your physical media because you just don't need it? I want to know all that in the comment section down below. So leave me that down there, and I will read through them and I will respond the best I can. And if you liked what you saw here, maybe consider hitting that like button or subscribing, hitting that bell for notifications. That would be awesome if I earned your guys' subscription, or possibly share the video out for everybody to see, or join and become a channel member, because that would help out my channel immensely. Thank you, and shout out to all my channel members. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Thank you guys for being channel members here and for all of your support. To everybody watching, whether you liked me, hated me, or liked this video, or hated this video, I thank you for sticking this long. Wherever y'all are, please have a great, safe, happy, healthy day, morning, afternoon, evening, and night. Always support physical media, because if for my money, it is the superior format. Godspeed.